lost 3-0 to Australian club Makata FC in the ASEAN Zone semi-finals in Sydney. He said his players also made mistakes that led to Makata FC scoring a goal. And that was the news edited by Carmila Badri. Stay tuned for Prime at 9 coming up in the next hour. Thank you so much for listening. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Here. I'm watching all of you, and today is going to be a really, really special topic where we're going to talk about what makes a relationship worth it or worth fighting for, right? So no matter how hard or tough a relationship can be, there is always something that keeps the relationship going, and we want to hear from you, your valuable experiences on what actually makes you feel this relationship is worth it or worth fighting for. I mean, with all those bickers, with all those fighting and all those arguments, sometimes you're like, I want to squeeze your head so tightly to your partner, but then again, you're still sticking around. So tell us and share with us your valuable experiences, because we definitely want to hear it on TRAXXfm. We also have Just Oli on our X account that came up and started joining the conversation, which will read more about it. And for those of you who are tuning into us Facebook Live, thank you for tuning in. And this hour is going to be just super exciting and super juicy. All right, so stick around for more conversations, and you can start doing your comments, saying your highs, your hellos, and even your wishes. If you have any songs that you want to dedicate to your loved ones, here's the time to do that. All right, so stay tuned. I'll be back right after I go on air. All right, don't go anywhere. good morning. And of course, we are live on Facebook, The Morning Show. You're here with me, Mala, and we have a question for you about relationships, right? But before that, you know what's more important than relationship? Your breakfast. How has your breakfast been going? I was speaking to our DJ, which comes out at 10 o'clock, Anil, and he's supposed to get me nasi lemak today. So DJ Anil, if you're going to be getting me nasi lemak, this is it. Today is the day, This is the day that you buy things for your loved one, you support each other, whether you're in a relationship or not. Today is the excuse to do it. Just be nice to everybody, okay? So if you're having your breakfast right now and watching this on YouTube and on Facebook Live, let me know what you're eating. Send us some pictures on our X account as well, because we really want to see, right? So the question of the day is, now let's get into deep conversations right now, because that's what we're all about in the morning show, right? No matter how hard or tough a relationship can be, there's always there's this one thing that keeps your relationship going, and that's really, really interesting to see people who are in a relationship for like 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. Like, how do you do that? I mean, sustaining a relationship in 6 months is pretty tough. So what is that one thing that keeps you going, and what makes you feel that the relationship that you're in is worth it and worth fighting for? That's going to be really, really interesting. Definitely share your comments, your experiences, even also including what you're eating for breakfast with your partner right now, or where you're going to go for dinner tonight. Definitely something that we want to know. Put it in the comments and I want to chat with you more about it. I'm going to go on air in just a bit, but when I come back, I'm going to read out your comments and also spread the love and positive vibes with all of you, right? So keep listening and keep tuning to the morning show. I'll be right back. Hey, good morning. It's Mala here on the morning show with you right up until 10 a.m. And this is super exciting because we've got a topic for you to discuss with us, and I want to know all about it, all right? So no matter how hard or tough a relationship can be, there is always that certain something that keeps the relationship going, and what makes you feel this relationship is worth it or worth fighting for. Now, this is quite exciting because you see so many of, our parents, uncles, aunties, our older couples out there. They've been in a relationship for like 20, 25 years, celebrating their anniversary and all that. And then you wonder, how do they do it, right? How do they sustain longer than a week with your partner? I mean, that is something that is super exciting. Also, just to share with you what else is exciting is that I am live on Facebook as well as on YouTube right now at TRAXXfm Official. So you can definitely see what's happening in the studio at TRAXXfm. Our Conti is over here. We also have our producers. We've got Lisham over here, Azrul here helping me out, and of course our one and only Angeline, who's also been in a very long-term relationship. I've had some conversations with her about it as well, and she gave like a lot of words of wisdom, right? So I'll definitely pick her brains about it in just a bit, but I want to hear from you right now on our X account. No matter how hard or tough a relationship can be, there is always something that keeps a relationship going, all right? So if you're listening right now in the car with your partner, think about it, discuss with them, and give us a call at 0322825491 or 0322824746. are back live on Facebook as well as on YouTube. And of course, thank you for tuning in, Otto. You know, it's great to have you here, as much as I'm being bitter about you being away from me. But you know what? Relationship grows fonder something with distance, and hopefully the relationship that we have grow fonder with distance, and when you come back we are closer than ever. So Otto is actually having breakfast right now before heading out for their activities today. Of course, he's celebrating World Radio Day together with our whole TRAXXfm family over there in Johor. And you're eating croissant and butter? Which country are you in? And where's your nasi lemak, Otto? Okay. And a food relationship, well, that's great. That's the best, right? It never lets you down. We've also got Sunita Bishan, who just tuned in to us 2 minutes ago, and she said it just snored. Where are you, Sunita? Really curious to know. And you, of course, agree with Otto saying makan is always good. It is great, right? So, and also we have Lisham, who says, what's for dinner? And how's the weather over there to Sunita? So yeah, we definitely want to hear more of like what's going on with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Apart from having food, a relationship with the food, of course, you have relationship with people around you and your partners as well. And a part of our conversation also is to find out a bit more about how do you sustain in the relationship and how do you keep fighting for what your relationship is all about, right? So of course there is 4 signs your relationship is worth fighting for. So now this is super exciting because one of it is you're willing to compromise because you care about each other's happiness. And I think there's a fine line between compromise and sacrificing, but it's about discussing what you're willing to let go and work with your partner. At the same time, you care about each other's happiness, that you're like, it's okay, it's just a small thing, so it doesn't matter, so it's fine, and then you kind of shrug it away, right? So there are a lot of, really like partners out there or couples out there that have been sustaining their relationship for a long, long time, and we're gonna definitely talk a bit more about it. But I'm gonna go on air right now. When we come back, we'll speak more about the other signs your relationship is worth fighting for. And if you have some stories, experiences, advices, words of wisdom, I definitely need it. So please share it with me. And I'll basically tell my partner, you see, this person said it and this is what we're gonna do, right? So definitely keep that wisdom not to yourself, but share it with us on our comment section on Facebook Live, YouTube, or you can give us a call at 0322825491 or 0322824746. good morning. It's Mala here on the morning show with you right up until 10 a.m. And of course, today is our topic of the day this hour, where we are live on Facebook, on not Instagram, on YouTube, and of course we are also having that conversation on our X account at TRAXXfm official. And on this special day where you're celebrating with this partner, it's also a reminder of how far you've come and basically what you've achieved being in a relationship together, right? So no matter how hard or tough a relationship can be, there is always something that keeps your relationship going and what makes you feel that this relationship is worth it or worth fighting for. So now, in one of our trips that we have for TRAXXfm, when we visited a hospital, I had a conversation with one of my big boss over here, Miss Angeline, and of course she's here in the studio. And we had this conversation about relationship and how you keep things going, right? So Miss Angela, I just want to ask you, right? How long have you been with your partner? Could you just share a little bit to our listeners so that they understand why I'm asking you all this question and grilling you at 8:29 in the morning?
Yeah. First of all, today is a very special day. It's a day where we celebrate relationships. We grow up with a lot of relationship. We have our parents, our siblings, our aunties and uncles. So it's something which we grow up with. So as for me, I've known my husband. I've known him for 23 years.
Wow.
As of now, I've known him for 10 years.
Okay.
And then I got married, and now I'm married for 13 years with 3 kids.
Wow, congratulations.
It's like
now, I think my hair was standing up already. 23 years, 23 days in a relationship, so it's so hard for me. Okay, I got this question for you. So the first thing first, and I'm going to be very transparent about this and just ask you. Okay, so do you get bored in your relationship? I mean, it's 23 years with one person. How do you keep that spark alive?
Okay, as for me, I've never got bored of a relationship or with my husband, because for me it's the love, the how sincere the relationship is matters to me.
Okay.
At no point you keep changing your relationship from or moving on from one person to one person, but then there's no sincerity in that relationship.
Yep.
So for me, what carries me throughout is the love.
Okay.
What brought us this far is definitely the love that we still have on each other.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, off the record though, have you ever tried or wanted to throw a plate at him?
That's definitely most of the time. I mean, we always had misunderstanding. If you think I'm gonna say we never had any misunderstanding, no, I'm lying.
Okay.
I mean, that is the brutal truth of any relationship. There will be misunderstanding, there will be arguments, but in the end of the day, how you pull it through.
Yeah, that's something that you said really exciting to me the last time, which I took on with me, and which I bet you forgot about because it was a couple of months ago. You said on how you also, be in love in a relationship is the fact that there is always something new to learn about that person.
Correct.
Yep, you were mentioning that, right? So in 23 years right now, do you still feel when you wake up today morning, you're like, oh, okay, there is something new that I just learned about you? Does that happen a lot?
Definitely, because I feel like there's no such thing, or you can never know about anybody completely. In fact, I would say I don't know about myself completely too. I'm still learning about myself. I'm still discovering things about my ability, that I can do this, I can do this. Sometimes I wake up and I feel hey, I never thought that I can actually do this, but I've managed to do this, things like that. So same goes to our partner.
Wow, that's a beauty in a relationship.
I'm still learning things about him, I'm still discovering things about him, so that's
Yeah. And it's also great to see that how each other is, as a partner, you kind of discover about each other too. Hey, did you notice you have grown this way?
Yes.
Or now you've achieved these things and stuff like that, right? Wow, that's so great. You see? So much of words of wisdom. And do you want to go on air with me? And I just forced you to it.
I was forced to go on air.
Well, is there any words of wisdom that you want to give out to, couples out there who are at the brink of their relationship?
I don't think I'm qualified to give out any
more than 23 months already. You're qualified. This is 23 years. Yeah. So
okay, for me it's there's something which I actually got it from somebody else
Okay.
That this word of wisdom that I got from someone is that she told me that every time when you feel like you want to give up, every time you feel like this relationship is hard or something like that, she told me that always think the reason why you started this.
Wow.
Yeah, I still remember the reason why I started this is because definitely it's the love. And when you start to like be with this person for like, I'm married for 13 years and all that, of course, sometimes we feel like there'll be a lot of problems continuously, right? But then like if you keep thinking the reason why you started, I think that will keep you going.
Wow, that's so heartwarming. Well, thank you so much for that. It's something that I needed to listen to.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of listeners out there also needed to hear that. So thank you so much for being forced to get on air and also sharing with us your words of wisdom.
You're
We
welcome.
really appreciate it. So, of course, the question is we are wanting to discuss and hear a bit more about you. No matter how hard or tough in a relationship, what actually makes your relationship worth fighting for, right? So give us a call, 0322825491 or 0322824746. Share with us your experiences. Do you agree or disagree with Miss Anjali? That's going to be pretty spicy. So give us a call and let us know. Right here on TRAXXfm. Hey, we are back on Facebook Live, of course, with the morning show. Me, Mala, hello there. And of course, we had a really good conversation on air. I kind of forced our Miss Angeline to go on air and give us some really good relationship advice. It was pretty good, lah. It was really good. I was like, okay, I needed to hear this. And and you know, this is definitely something that we want to hear from you as well. Is there anything at all in terms of your relationship that you want to share with us, this is the time to do it, all right? Although I'm seeing a lot of comments from you on our social media account about food. I mean, I asked y'all how and what y'all ate for breakfast, but doesn't mean the whole conversation needs to be about nasi lemak, okay? Well, Otto is also going to eat with some of our senior citizens here in Johor Bahru and proceed with other activities for today. Okay, all right. So line is pretty fluctuating for him. So he is where he is right now. So maybe he can't really chat with us throughout. But thank you so much for popping in, Otto. That's really, really great. And of course, Lisham posted up. And yet the hardest question that we face daily at the office is, what are we having for lunch? More than how to keep a relationship going is, what are we having for lunch right now, right? And of course, we've got on our X account, we've got a few of you that have been posting up some really good food. I see a whole packet of nasi lemak and teh tarik. Now I'm super hungry. And salam pagi to you too, Beach Lim, and also Mao170, who says, who wants to have dumplings instead? We've also got Ma170, we've got Beach Lim, and we've got Bujang Lande, who also just came out on our X account. And yeah, so it's been great chatting with y'all. Of course, we were talking about a few things on how do you know when or why you should keep your relationship going. There are 4 signs for it. We talked about you're willing to compromise because you care about each other's happiness, but there are also other reasons, right? You're comfortable taking huge life steps together. So this is something else that you can consider if you're with your partner and you're comfortable of taking huge steps, like for instance buying a house together and doing all these big things together, traveling and so forth. Maybe just maybe this relationship is worth fighting for, because you can do so many big things, especially involving both families as well. And you are best friends first, that's pretty exciting. For those of you who can share everything with your partner, and you can just be open and transparent and be as how you are, as amazing as you are with everything at all. I think that is also something that you can definitely share. So these are the 4 reasons as to how you can know that your relationship is worth fighting for. But is there more? I mean, or maybe you disagree or agree. You can definitely share with me on the comments below on our YouTube account and Facebook Live as well, because I will want to shout out and read it out and read all your words of wisdom right now. And if you keep talking about food, I'm just gonna think that your relationship is with food, and that's also great. No judgment here. All right, so I'll be back right after I go on air. But yeah, thank you for being here today. Hey, hey, good morning. It's Mala here on the morning show with you right up until 10 a.m. And thank you once again for joining our conversation on our X account at TRAXXfm official. We are also live on Facebook as well as YouTube. And it's so great hearing from all of you. I just want to give some quick shout out before we go in and talk about our topic of the day. We've got Sunita, we've got Lisham, we've got Renee, and also Timbu from Tawau saying good morning. Renee also just said enjoy watching you and your visitor online. That's great as well. And Lisham also mentioned, based on all the questions that we're asking right now about relationships, he says, yet the hardest question that we face daily at the office is what are we having for lunch, right? It's all these little things that matters. And I know a lot of you are posting up your breakfast over here on our X account and sharing with us what you're having for lunch or what's your plans for dinner. That's great. It's also important to note that, of course, food unites us all together and brings us Malaysians together, because that's what we are all about, having those good scrumptious meals and having those packet nasi lemak, which is the best, right? And also this is where we build our connections with one another. So if you had like this lunch with this special someone, and that's what got you to be in a relationship with this person where you spent 10s and 15s and 20s of years together, well, share it with us, right? 0322825491 or 0322824746. And back to the topic, I really want to know this, that in every relationship, what makes you feel this relationship is worth it or worth fighting for? I know there's sometimes that you want to throw plates at each other, sometimes you want to cook for that person. It's very confusing, but then again, there's always this one string that holds you on, right? So how does that keep you going? Definitely share with us on our comments below on Facebook, YouTube, or you can give us a call at 0322825491. So we were sharing on our Facebook Live 4 signs your relationship is worth fighting for. One of it is you're willing to compromise because you care about each other's happiness. You don't always agree on everything. So it's okay to have some differences as long as you learn how to listen to one another and also just understand that you're two different people and individuals, so you have two different opinions about things, and that's okay. And you're comfortable taking huge life steps together. And number 4 is you are best friends first. That's the best, right? You get to share everything that you want and can with that one special person, and that's great that you also still have your own individual self and your own friends to share other things with as well. So yeah, give us a call 0322825491 or 0322824746. When we come back, I'm going to read you some comments that we are having on Facebook and on YouTube as well as on our X account and wrap up the topic. But if you want to share, this is your moment with us, alright? So stay tuned right here on TRAXXfm. Happy Valentine's Day, you.
on TRAXXfm.
Hey, good morning. It's Mala here on the morning show with you right up until 10 a.m. And it has been such an amazing hour where you were sharing with us your stories and your comments and, everything on our social media at TRAXXfm official on our X account, on Facebook as well as YouTube. Of course, wishing all of you happy Valentine's Day and hope you enjoy your day with your partner as well, right? So remember, no matter how hard or tough a relationship can be, there is always that keeps us going, and as Miss Angeline said, is to remind yourself as to why you first started dating. I think that's so beautiful to wrap up this hour, and also to share with you all that this is the day that you remind each other on how and when and why you started dating, and speak about all those old stories, those funny ones, and those friends that introduced you to each other. At the same time, keep that fire going regardless of the years and hours you spend time with each other, right? So with that, it's a wrap for the topic of the day. We've got Nabrin with the news coming up at 9 a.m. But be sure to still head over our X account at TRAXXfm official and continue to share your story, share your pictures with your loved ones. I'm definitely nosy like that and I want to know more, right? So stay tuned right here on TRAXXfm, and I'll be back the next hour with more celebrity news. we are back on Facebook Live and YouTube, and I just want to say thank you so much for just being here with me. And even if you're watching right after the live and you're like scrolling through our social media and you caught this video, I'm wishing you a happy Valentine's Day to you, and I hope you have an amazing day with your loved ones, whether it's with yourself, you're single, or with your family, your relationships, anything. Just have a good time today. Spread the love and positive vibes. I want to give a big shout out to Sunita Bishan, who joined our conversation, to Lisham, Rinai, and also Timbul from Tawau as well. Thank you so much. Also, special thanks to Otto for his slight visit over there, guest appearance. Well, thank you for joining us on our conversation. Well, it's all about relationships today, so make sure that you cherish it. At the same time, remind yourself each other as to why you started, right? So that is an amazing takeaway for today's conversation, and I hope you take that with you when you are, going through your relationship, especially those hard times. So, yep, with that, thank you so much from all of us from TRAXXfm, and thank you for joining us at the Conti. All right, see ya. Bye-bye.